Hey, Drive Safe Dave, we talked last week about Birdseye, and you challenged Sir Rick that, oh, them cameras can't see a seal number.
Whoa,
they can't do that,
I
Rick.
didn't say that.
It's
I
not
never said it. We can spy if we can
That
identify.
Birdseye's not FDA approved.
If we can read a newspaper from space, I think we could. But you know what? In fascinating technology, fascinating ability on what's going on, incredible technology. And you know what? We definitely have somebody that can speak to it firsthand,
we do.
right?
Hey, Mark, good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Drive Safe Dave and Rick. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic this morning. Excited to have you on today, and really want to hear a lot about the technology that you bring and a lot of the ideas that are going on, and what have you got going on in the industry today?
Hey, Mark, before you get there, I got a question for you because we got a challenge yesterday. All right, first of all, is that your real name? Is your name Mark Keating that does marketing?
Yeah, so yes, I think I was born to this role.
Perfect name.
Clearly, my parents were prophets because they named me Mark Keating, and I'm in marketing. Absolutely.
What else could you have done? I mean, it's not like you could have done like
I know. Seriously, it was. My dad was an engineer. He was very disappointed in me that I didn't get into engineering. So I looked at him and I said, "Listen, you named me what you named me. How can I go wrong with that?"
That's total greatness right there.
That is. Hey, Mark, do us a favor. Hey, tell us in general a little bit about what your product is at Birdseye Security.
Yeah, so we were born out of, as you can tell from the name, building out security for commercial and industrial yards. Our customers are in the trucking industry. National ones especially. And so our customers have asked us over the years to expand into other areas, including monitoring the interior of the yard, making sure that drivers and vehicles are safe, and really, the benefits are tremendous once we're installed.
Yeah, you know what? We the producer's playing some videos there, Mark, and we see what happens out there in yards. And I think what you're showing us right there is, hey, the value that your product brings, because what we see here with that trailer getting pushed back, those are unreported damages at the end of the day that we don't know how it happened. Nobody knows. It just happened that way.
That's right. So what the biggest benefit that both drivers and owners of our clients tell us or relate to us is that it drives accountability. Quite frankly, there's no longer those mystery incidences or mystery damages that nobody can fess up on and can't be allocated to a specific individual. And as a result, that's the kind of stuff that we find, we catch, and we can push responsibility back to the individuals that fundamentally are responsible. The last thing a driver wants to do is pick up a trailer and on the exit get tagged for something they didn't do to a trailer, and now they're responsible for that damage, even though they didn't do it.
Yeah, and there's a video that was getting ready to show right there that showed a truck coming up the driveway, and again, the clarity of the camera shows that there's that left fender, it's knocked off, it's not there. It shows the damage to that truck, and to where you can actually pinpoint to the tractor. You can also look at the trailer number, and I'm telling you, I've seen it. You can look at a seal number that's on a trailer as well.
Yep, absolutely. If we've got the right cameras in place, and it really does depend on our clients' needs, we will not only look at a seal to make sure that it's intact and stuff like that, but we can actually record seal numbers. And of course, as part of our normal operations between the agents and the artificial intelligence that we have built into the system, we'll log tractor numbers, we'll log trailer numbers. We'll make sure that the seals are intact and record that, so that again we can drive accountability and make sure that everybody knows that at any given point in time, the information that we're recording and logging for our clients is accurate and up to date.
Hey, Mark, I want to talk a little bit about the security, right, of a driver in a yard even. When you have the security that you have with the Birdseye Security system, you know what? A driver sleeping in a yard, they also should feel more secure because, man, you definitely have somebody looking out and making sure that those folks that are coming in there should be in there. You have the ability to look at the speed as well on the yard to notify folks that people are driving too fast for the conditions as well, right?
Yeah. So fundamentally, if you think about what drivers really care about when they're near a yard, it's how fast can they get in and out, and fundamentally, are they going to be safe while they're on the yard? And as far as being safe on the yard, there's a couple different things. One is, can we enforce and can we monitor for the use of proper safety equipment? And we can. The short answer is, anytime somebody gets out of a truck, we can make sure they're wearing their proper vesting, that they've got proper footwear on, and if they're doing anything on the yard, that they're doing it safely. If they aren't, we can notify them using two-way communication, make sure that they're aware of that, and fundamentally keep people safe by ensuring people are operating and acting in a safe manner on site. And that fundamentally benefits everybody, drivers for their own personal safety, and the owners of the lots from a liability perspective, for sure.
I look at that, and some of the things that excite me as a former driver, and also enjoy the safety aspect. We've actually here at BCB, we encountered a fire on the yard, and I do like the idea that somebody's monitoring while people are out there sleeping and could react, quickly to those kinds of ideas, and keep the guys that, when they're down, that they don't have to worry just have to worry right away about who's out there, what they're doing, and even something so simple as a fire could be started by a lightning bolt or started by even a truck. Trucks can catch fire, and these kinds of things to help keep people safe even when they're here on the yard.
That's right. And that does happen, and we have caught that. We have protocols in place specifically with our clients to address a lot of those kinds of edge cases. Clearly, something as innocuous or as unintended as a fire can be caught. Our agents are monitoring the interior of the yard. They can see that that's happening, and call first responders right away. But as well, stuff that's a little bit more nefarious. We have clients in high crime areas where we will detect and deter trespassers onto the yard on a regular basis. And that's not something that a driver wants to have wandering around their truck or trailer either, if they're sleeping on a yard, or even if they're awake and wandering around. The last thing they want is somebody wandering up and waving a gun in their face.
Yes. Hey, Mark, we got a couple of minutes left here. A couple things I do have for you is, number one, hey, if you do see people coming out of a trailer, hey, let's just call 911 or Homeland Security. Hey, but no, I'm just kidding. Hey, question. When a driver's checking in, trying to come into the yard, and you're talking about the security vest, right, that they should have on.
Yeah.
What are you doing to enforce that? How does a driver know? Do they just sit there and wait for the gate to come open and it never opens up? How are you talking to them about that?
No. So the way that we do gate operations is we have a two-way communication and a couple different cameras. When the actual driver rolls up to the gate, we'll actually greet them. Our live agent will actually greet them through the two-way communication and ask them to put up their ID up into the ID verified box. And their ID will be matched against their own face. And if they happen to not be wearing proper PPE, then we will let them know that they need to go and put on their vest, or more often the case that they need to put on proper footwear before we can let them into the actual yard. Similarly, if they haven't done proper pre-trip inspection or any of those kinds of things that our clients would require prior to exiting the yard, we can monitor for that and actually deny exit to the yard should a driver really have just skipped that entirely or done it inappropriately or less than thoroughly.
All right. Hey, Mark, I want to thank you again for being part of BCB Live. Hey, what's the best way should somebody want to get in contact with you?
Listen, our website's probably our best asset, birdseyesecurity.com. If somebody wants to reach out to me directly, funny enough, both mark.keating and marketing@birdseyesecurity.com both work. It's basically the same thing, right?
That's the greatest name ever. I'm going to tell you that right now. The greatest name ever. Good job. Hey, we appreciate what you're doing for security, for safety as well throughout the yards across America. Hey, keep it up. We love that kind of stuff here at BCB Live.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mark, we are the safest station in the nation, and we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Man, drive safe, Dave. That's pretty slick, right? That's some amazing items there that I like from a driver perspective, to be able to sleep out of the yard.
Absolutely.
I just think it makes you feel a little better.
Absolutely. And also to know that somebody's there. Most of the time we do what we do right? And we want to make sure that everybody around us is doing right. And even if you're asleep in a bunk, your trailer can be hit, your truck can be hit. And if somebody's not acting right and not doing what needs to be done out there, you want it addressed, because they're just making it difficult for you to do your job. And I appreciate that on every aspect. Speeding through yards and doing those kinds of things are very, very, and I think this is neat technology. Very, very, I think it's going to be it's the way of the future. Don't you believe that?
It's the wave of the future. Yes, sir. You're a great point. Hey, we'll be back in about 1 minute.